Hello everyone. Today we'll solve the SPOG problem with ID number 54. The name of the problem is Julka. Let's read the problem. So here's the problem. Julka surprised her teacher at preschool by solving the following riddle. Claudia and Natalia have 10 apples together, but Claudia has 2 apples more than Natalia. How many apples does each of the girls have? Julka said without thinking. Claudia has 6 apples and Natalia has 4 apples. The teacher tried to check if Julka's answer wasn't accidental and repeated the riddle every time, increasing the numbers. Every time Julka answered correctly, the surprised teacher wanted to continue questioning Julka, but with big numbers, she could not solve the riddle fast enough herself. Help the teacher and write a program which will give her the right answers. So our task is to write a program which reads from standard input the number of apples the girls have together and how many more apples Claudia has. Second, counts the number of apples belonging to Claudia and the number of apples belonging to Natalia. And we need to write the output to standard output. Fine. So our input has 10 test cases where given one under another, you have to process all. So there is no input. So for the number of test cases, we already know that there would be 10 test cases. So every test case consists of 2 lines. The first line says how many apples both girls have together. The second line says how many more apples Claudia has. Okay. Both numbers are positive integers. It is known that both girls have no more than 10 raised to the power 100 apples together. As you can see, apples can be very small. Output: for every test case, your program should output 2 lines. The first line should contain the number of apples belonging to Claudia. The second line should contain the number of apples belonging to Natalia. Okay, so very straightforward problem. So in all, we have to input the total number of total number of apples, the number of more apples Claudia has, and then we need to figure out how many apples both of them have. Okay, so let's go to our IDE. We know that we will have 10 test cases. So let's run a loop that would run 10 iterations. So for I range 10. So firstly, what we got as input is the total number of apples. So total equals to int input. Then we'll get as input the number of apples, the number of more apples Claudia has. So let's name this variable as more apples equal to int input. Fine. So now what we want is the number of apples Claudia and Natalia have. So clearly, the number of apples Natalia has would be total number of apples minus the more number of apples Claudia has, divided by 2. And so once we have the number of apples that Natalia has, we'll be able to get what Claudia has. So Claudia equal to Nat plus more apples. Sorry. And now we need to print the number of apples Claudia has firstly, then the number of apples Natalia has. No. So that's it. Let's run this program. Let's submit the solution. So Manan KG is my username. And yeah, our solution is accepted. So that was it for the problem. Thank you guys.